Alright, what's up, y'all? Y'all know who this is. It's Elliot the Unstoppable back at it again. And for those who don't know, this is Elliot the Unstoppable back at it again. AKA Lionel, to be exact. Let's get into a topic. I was thinking to myself, and I believe that God, I'm not gonna say I believe, I know that God has dropped this topic on my mind. And a lot of times we pursue so many things in life where we think that we should be doing because certain people have recognition or they have certain accolades and things that other people have done have come with beneficial momentary gains or rewards, even money, currency, you name it, whatever. I would like to challenge everybody that's watching this. But before we get there, we have become a society that's heavy influenced by what goes on. Social media is concerned. Social media will begin to determine how you should look, what you should eat, who you should date, so on and so forth. But I come to challenge you this evening. Oh yeah, and welcome to my humble abode. I just remembered to say that. Know that God has put success within you. Why is it important that I say that right now? Because a lot of times we search for success outside of what God has planned for us. But see, we will never discover what God has planned for us if we don't spend time with Him. By spending time with Him and being secluded from these distractions, these things that try to hinder us, keeping up with too much TV, too much social media, so on and so forth, we'll begin to be desensitized to what's going on as far as like what appears to be reality, and we will lose out in our purpose. At the end of your life, when you will notice that, I could have did this, I could have did that, could have did this, so on and so forth. I always tell people that why you think inventors and people were more prone to inventing new ideas, new great things, because they didn't have certain radios, they didn't have the TV to distract them. So a lot of times when you're left alone with your thoughts, you have time to think, and then by thinking, you are subtracting yourself, and you'll start thinking of creative ideas to come up with. And if you haven't thought of that yet, it's either one or two things. One, you haven't spent enough time by yourself, away from distraction. Number two, you haven't spent, well, that should be number one, you haven't spent enough time with God. I'm not trying to preach to you, but I'm just trying to give you some insight, because Proverbs 1:7 says, for the beginning of knowledge, if the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Now, in this sense, fear is not talking about tormenting fear, like it says in Timothy, I believe. Tormenting fear. This fear is talking about reverence. Doesn't it make sense to get insight and get gifts, or get the plans for our gifts from the one who is the creator of lights, where all good things come from? I'm just saying. Have the implanted gifts, desires, talents within us, and a lot of times we're too distracted to tap into those gifts and those talents and those desires that are implanted in us to change the world, to show people our relationship with God, to show people God through the working of our gifts and our talents. No offense to others about TV, I always refer to TV as telling a vision. Don't allow other things to tell your vision. The hold of the vision maker, the vision maker for a plan or revelation on what he has put in you, and then eventually he'll show you what he has for you. The thing about life is life passes us by quickly. Life moves like this. Every day. It was just the morning of Saturday. Now it's about to be Sunday already. Time is of the essence. So it's good, or it's very imperative that we learn of the success that's within all of us. Remember, someone needs to hear your story. Someone needs to hear your testimony. Someone needs to hear your message. someone needs to be comforted at the time where you're supposed to be. Because we're all supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time. But if you're backpedaling or you're not cultivating your gifts and your talents, you won't be in that certain place at the certain time to meet that person, that specific person that you're supposed to meet in order to deliver them the message God has for you to give to that person. I think about a couple of weeks ago, and I'm getting on the bus, and it's the Select bus. Those who don't know, in New York, we have Select bus services where the bus will pass a certain amount of stops to get to certain destinations. So instead of hitting every stop, like 5 stops, with the local bus in New York, the Select bus will skip like maybe 4 of those stops and hit the 5th stop. It's the express bus, basically. So I was just thinking about how I needed to put money on my Metro card one day, and I was coming from my mother's house, and then I decided to go towards the train station. So from the train station, I decided to go take the train, and then I had to transfer to the Select bus. So let's say that, thank God I went this way, because there was an elderly woman that was in danger, and I was able to be of a help to her. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but just thank God I was there at that time. This older woman is getting on the bus, on the Select bus. First of all, she had to reach out. She's in front of me. She has to like stretch her legs up to get on the bus. The bus driver almost closed the door in her face. I had to catch the door, and then she almost fell backwards, and I caught her. Can you imagine if I wasn't at that place at that time? I mean, the event was going to happen anyway. But let's say that I was there at the right time, thank God. What am I trying to say? Look at this example of my situation that I just told you, and know that you have to, as Christians and as people who believe in Christ or whatever, you have to be there to minister and give a message to certain people at the right time. This is why God put those gifts and those talents in you, so you can be of a great use. You're elevated to that certain level, give the message to that person. Now, if you slack or get lazy, or you're so distracted by the social media or whatever else, or you're so distracted by television and all this other stuff, you will never cultivate, because so much of your time is going to be spent in the wrong areas. Next thing you know, you don't cultivate that gift. The person that needed your gift, the person that needed your help, the person that needed your assistance, you will never meet up with them at the proper time that you were supposed to, because you didn't cultivate your gifts. So it behooves all of us to get in personal relationship with the vision maker, spend time with him. He gives us the vision. We get on the path. We go on the path in the way that we're supposed to go and help the people that we're supposed to help. I hope that makes sense. And I hope I said it the way you wanted me to say it. This is Elliot the Unstoppable. Think about that.